Oh, hi everybody. It's Wednesday. There's comic book day. It's I don't know what day it is. 17th maybe? July 2024. I got a letter from my good buddy Keith from Eternal who does Eternal Darkness Creation. So let's just read this letter that he sent. Hey Artie, 13th July 2024, Anno Tenebrae Eternum. How are you? I hope all is well with you out there in Texas. I bet it is hot out there. I've been bitching about the heat for almost 2 months now, and then we don't even have anything like you guys out there have to deal with. I hope you're doing good and staying cool. I'm sorry this is coming a lot later than I wanted to. I don't mind waiting for Keith's letters and packages. I just love reading his letter and what's going on with him. I kind of lost my way there in June a little. Thank you so much for the Deathstalker, Rocket Raccoon, and most especially the ROM X-Men graphic novels. Holy shit. You want to talk about getting transported back in time? Reading through those brought back all the good things from that period in my life. Thank you ever so much. I really appreciated and enjoyed those. Actually, I don't think the word enjoyed even does it justice. What a blast. You had asked for a couple of CDRs. I gotta send you more than this, though. Let me know whatever else you might be looking for, okay? I only have 2 of the 4 things you wanted on CD. I only ever had RIP on LP, and I've only ever had the cassette version of the first Nasty Savage, which needs to change fast. I transferred them onto CD. Let me know if anything isn't working right. I can't remember if I ever taped you this Nasty Savage live show from Poland, so just in case, I went ahead and copied it for you here. If I did, maybe pass it on down the line, but it's a good show, I think. Both sound and visual. It's cool to see the Eastern Bloc Thrashers back then. Did you get to see them? You mentioned them coming your way. That would be fucking killer. I remember way back reading an ad in Metal Forces, I think it is, for Frank Pucci, aka Killjoy, running Metal Commandment Zine and some kind of a nasty Ronnie fan club. It's weird looking back on that 40 years later. I love the Deathstalker comic. Back in the 1980s, I was a total devotee of the whole sword and sorcery movie genre. No matter how bad they were, I loved them. To this day, Conan the Barbarian is my all-time favorite movie and soundtrack too. I just got Kroll on Blu-ray. I've been using Audible a whole lot, and I recently purchased the complete Robert E. Howard Weird Tales stories. What great stuff that is! My Audible library is really shaping up. Robert E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, like 6 books about the Manson family, and about 20 serial killer books. I have a lot of trouble falling asleep, so I listen to Audible. No, I didn't know there were new Space Ghosts and Thundercats comics. Man, Thundercats, that was my jam. There was so much godly animation back then, like Robotech, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Dungeons and Dragons, Masters of the Universe. I still have my Mum-Ra figures, both versions. Thank you also for the Rocket Raccoon graphic novel. That was awesome. I never have read any Rocket Raccoon. That was killer. Yeah, it's really good. I have a couple of Eternal Darkest creations that I wanted to send you also. R.I.P. and Thorn. Thorn are from my area here. They're pretty unknown, so I was really happy to be one to reissue their stuff. Lance Ozanek sent me Island of the Fishmen. I was just watching that. It's pretty good. He sent me a ton of old schlock movies. A couple turned out to be really excellent, but they were all fun to watch. I better get going. I want to make sure this gets into the mail today. Thank you so much for the comics. Honestly, man, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed reading those. I don't sit down and just read much anymore, but I completely devoured those. It was a great trip back to 1985. Just the good parts. Thank you for that. Let me know whatever else I could dig up for you. I hope you're surviving the summer and some intense air conditioning. Take care for now, brother. Your friend, Keith. Thank you, Keith, for the wonderful letter. So I got that yesterday. New comics came out today. So I just grabbed Deathstalker 2 and 3. One for me and the other for Keith. I'm going to send these to him. Maybe some other stuff. But he liked that so much. I was like, I got to get him. And it's only this Deathstalker is only a 3-issue story, so it's the whole thing right there. Also got Usagi Yojimbo, The Crow, Part 4, 5. Thundercat 6. Oh, and the Savage Sword of Conan, number 3. Ooh. I mean, that's a classic. That could be like from the old series. And then it has a black and white Alex Horley Conan pick. Oh, it's so good. Alex Horley, he's great, like fantasy artist, but I think he did a lot of stuff for Rob Zombie, which is cool. That's cool. So I'm gonna bust out a quick review of a movie. I think 1993's Fire in the Sky. I went to the library and I found like Hills Have Eyes, first one. This one to watch special features. The Color of Money, Barton Fink, which I actually got a while ago and I forgot I still have it. And I'll check out Fire in the Sky, see what special features it has. It just has some interviews with D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick. I guess that'll be cool. But I remember seeing it like when this hit cable when it came out, and I remember like thinking it would be really interesting. I know I've seen it a few times, and I just kind of never really thought of it again. But then when I saw it, I was like, oh, let me check it out, because when I saw it, it's more just a drama, really. It's like it's an hour 45. The first hour is them like telling what happened to Travis, and then them being just like harangued, or what's another good word, just bullied by the police and the town, because they think they killed Travis and made up this wacky alien abduction story, which I guess, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it, like, so they're loggers, there's 6 of them, 5 come back, and they say he got abducted by aliens. I mean, they were the last people to see him. Well, I mean, guess what would you think? So the whole thing is, everyone's accusing them. Police want them to take a lie detector test. James Garner is there. Remember James? He was in Tank, right? You remember Tank? So yeah, this is just all about, and it's about Robert Patrick's character, Mike Rogers. I remember his name. And I forgot, or I never realized that Craig Sheffer is in this. He plays like the bad boy of the group, and he's unrecognizable from as Boone in Nightbreed. Like, I was like, wow, he's pretty good. So it made me, and then, okay, you got D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick, Craig Sheffer, Peter Berg, and what's his name? Well, Elliot from E.T. He's not even, his name's not in here. But yeah, D.B. Sweeney, Robert Patrick, Craig Sheffer, and Peter Berg. They were all like seemed to be on the cusp of like making it big, but they just never did. And they're all in this movie. One thing that I thought Robert Patrick kind of looks like Roddy Piper in this to me. His hair, and like he's got like crazy eyes most of the time because he's freaking out because I think he killed his best friend. So I was like, man, he looks like Roddy Piper. And Peter Berg, I forgot, like his character is like religious, and he comes off a little wimpy at first, but then I was like, man, he stands up for himself. He stands up to Craig Sheffer's character, Dallas. And then Craig Sheffer is great. He's just a scumbag. Like, he's got a record. I guess he smokes weed and drinks a lot, or does whatever he does. And he's a dick too. And he hangs out with, I guess, the Mexicans and the natives, because he's like an outcast from white people. That was cool. I mean, I guess Mexicans will take in anybody. So yeah, this first hour is just, you kind of forget about Travis, and almost like he is dead. I mean, what would you? And oh yeah, of course, this is based on a true story. And then, like, right at the hour mark, Robert Patrick, this put a strain on his marital situation, and he leaves. He starts staying at a hotel because he's just the pressure and everyone bugging him. And he goes back home, and his wife's like, "Are you gonna spend the night?" And he's all, "I'm thinking about it." And she's like, ugh. And I was like, man, they can't, like, make up. But they get a phone call, and she's like, "We've been getting crank calls like all day, and now it's happening at night." And it's Travis, and he's like, "Mike, help me." He says he's at a gas station. They go, and that part was pretty tense. And it's the middle of the night. It's raining, and they find him, and he's naked in front of a gas station. And then they call this group, this ufology group, and they come and they're just questioning Travis and taking pictures of him. And he's just out of it, man. DB Sweeney really did a good job of looking traumatized, and then he's just shell shocked, PTSD for the rest of the movie. And then they get absolved from because he's back. They're like, "We didn't kill him." Like, and then in the last 30 minutes, you get the part that you want to see where he gets abducted. And watching it again, it's awesome. ILM did the effects. It just looks... It's probably the best alien abduction scene. Better than... Close Encounters, you never really... They don't... I mean, some of them do get abducted, but you never see what goes on in the ship. Communion, I don't remember. I can't think of another, alien abduction, an old one or something that I've seen. So that part's really good, and it gets a little... he's in this little chamber, and he breaks out of it, and he's floating. And then, he's, has, an umbilical cord thing, and he pulls on it, and it sends him into another little chamber. Some kind of, membrane, and he goes into it, and into the torso of another human. And that, I remember that scared me when I first saw it, because it was like this person was just abducted, and they did whatever they did to him, or they killed him on accident, and they just stuffed half of his body in this little hole, and he's in space, and his body will never even come back to Earth. And it looked really good. It looked really sick. It's real slimy. And then the part where they start probing Travis was really good. Yeah, it was great. And I heard that all the aliens were puppets, and they look really good. They look just as good as anything they could do it now. It would just look just as good, probably better, because it's practical. And then I watch horror, action. This just ends Robert Patrick, I guess he does leave his wife, and he's living up in the mountains, and Travis goes to visit him. And Robert Patrick looks awesome. He's got long hair, cowboy hat, beard. He looks cool. He should have made an action movie where he's this tough mountain man. He looks actually more traumatized now than Travis does. And they're just talking, and then they go back to where the aliens abducted Travis, and Mike's like, "Man, I want to get out of here." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "I want them to come back." And he's like, "I don't think they like me." And then it ends, and it has a scroll saying Travis got married and became a foreman, I think a logging company, and Mike's character did a construction and stuff like that. So no really climax to the movie, but it was pretty good. I'm glad I watched it again. Really though, if you haven't seen it, watch it and just get to that last scene. It should be seen. I guess maybe you could just watch that on YouTube. Probably. It was cool, because after a while I was like, man, he got abducted by aliens, and then when he comes back, everyone's treating him just like a specimen, just like the aliens did. And the Travis Walton story, you could look that up too. It's pretty good, and he doesn't like the movie. He says it's nothing like what happened, and they said because it was too boring to put in a movie, they had to jazz it up to make it cool. So that's kind of tarnishes it a little bit. But I would give it a 3.5. But it's mostly a drama. The ship looks... all the effects look great. They look incredible. You know, not too many special features on here. Some interviews I want to watch. I saw the one with the director who just did mainly TV. He never really did anything. He directed one of the like Mighty Ducks 3. Robert Lieberman. But yeah, I mean I've seen this like 3 times. But yeah, solid 3.5. It's definitely sci-fi, but with just a ton of drama and like story, like a crime story. Also, I would have loved to see like if they would have made like a TV movie of this. Because the events happened in 1975. Made the movie like 18 years later. I wonder what would have like a TV movie of this been like in early 80s. But that's about it. I don't know what else. Go get yourself some Deathstalker. And man, I have so much to say. Or listening to ACROPHET. I put the name of the album in the description, and maybe Eternal Darkness Creation's address. You could write them. And I'll talk about next. I got a lot to say about Tubi.